Hello, this is Rahul SriRam and welcome to the Skinny Kodo YouTube channel. So this is the first part in the Vim tutorial series. In this series I'll be making you understand the basics of the Vim editor, which is an in-terminal editor. So I have my terminal open. I'm using Z shell. You should be comfortable to use bash or fish or any other shell, it doesn't matter. I'm in a folder called ds. So let me see what are the contents. I have some formatting specifier and input directory and out directory and some configuration folder and all. Okay, so normally my mainstream editor is Visual Studio Code, but I use Vim too, so don't get overwhelmed seeing my Vim because I have customized it to so much. Yours might not be the same as how mine is. So yeah, let's hop in. So Vim is or in-terminal text editor. Okay, so whenever you're using Sublime Text or any other editor like this, so you should be seeing that it opens in an entirely new window or something, right? Like this. So that is completely different. But Vim is like an internal editor in the terminal itself, in the shell itself. So if you are doing something like SSH or any other thing and you want to use a terminal, or terminal is the only way to access the files in the remote machine and all, then you should use a text editor that comes with or ships in with the terminal itself or the shell itself. And then comes some editors like Vim, Emacs and Nano, but Vim is the most powerful and also the mostly used and widespread editor we have. Vim was actually a terminal editor called V. Okay, V was the first editor that was based from Unix. Then a version called Vim or V improved. Okay, VI improved came into place, and now Vim is a very good editor. I personally use NeoVim, but the commands and all of them are pretty much the same for anything. Now let's get into Vim. Okay, so when I first enter into Vim, you must be seeing something of this sort. Okay, and now you're entering something called as the normal mode. Okay, you can see the mode over here. Some might see this, some might not see this. You might be having your line numbers visible over here, some might not. See, this bar itself cannot be visible to you. As I told you, don't get overwhelmed seeing by Vim configurations and all. It's pretty simple to configure it that way. Now, the first thing that most people get terrified and how to exit Vim. Okay, that is the terrifying concept that people go through. So to exit Vim, in normal mode, it accepts some commands. Okay, normal mode accepts some commands, and to enter those commands, you'll have to press a colon. And you can see you get into command mode then. Okay, now you can pass in anything over here. You can pass commands from here, and accordingly Vim will act for us. For example, I can set the file format equals to Unix. Okay, by setting that, every file that I'm entering over here, the white spaces, the spaces and all, everything will be Unix type. Okay, I can also set it to DOS if you want it in Windows type. Okay, now so I can enter commands like that, and to exit out of Vim, we use the quit command, which is Q. So colon Q will make you exit out of Vim. So don't get panicked and all. So this is the command that we use to exit out of Vim. Okay, how do I enter into Vim with a file? Okay, let me create a file called hello.c. Initially, if you see inside my directory, ds directory, I'm not having that hello.c, but I'll just enter into Vim using that hello.c, and that file is open for me right now. And if I just quit out of this like this now again, and when I do that, you can see that file is not created to me because you didn't write into that file. That file will be first created in the buffer for us, and then when we are typing colon Q, then since we are not writing into that file, the file will be gone. Okay, from the buffer it will be deleted too. Now how do I actually write into that file? Now let me enter that, and now we are in the normal mode. So Vim is a modal editor. There are different modes to edit through this. Now how do you edit files in Vim? You have the normal mode over here, and when you press the colon, you get into command mode where you can specify some commands and all. And if you just backspace that colon, you get into normal mode. Now if you see, you can't just, even if I'm typing, nothing is visible over there. Okay, right. So how do I type into something? Then you have to get into something called insert mode, because you're inserting text into it, so you use the insert mode. And to get into insert mode, you'll have to press I, and when I press I get into insert mode. You can see over there, and as long as I'm in the insert mode, this will be visible over here. Now I can type stuff, okay, like this. So let me write a basic C program. Okay, you might not be getting that autocomplete of brackets and the perfect 4 spaces indentation and this relative 9 numbers and all. As I've already told you, don't get overwhelmed seeing all my configurations. If at all you're a beginner, obviously. Pretty much that's it. So I can just use the arrow keys or even HJKL to navigate through this. Obviously, when you're in insert mode, you can't use HJKL to navigate and all. There will be a separate video on navigation. I won't be discussing it right now. So I'll be just showing you how to get open files, edit them, and what are the different modes in Vim and all. Only that. How do I come into again normal mode again? I'll have to press exit for that. Now you can see I'm here. Escape. Now you can see I'm in the normal mode. Okay. When I press insert I'll get into insert mode, and when I press escape, I'll get into normal mode. So I'll be using these to switch between my modes. Okay. From normal to insert mode, I'll have to press I, and from insert to normal mode, I'll have to press escape. Now, why did I get into normal mode? Since I'm done with editing, I'll have to get into normal mode, and to write into that file, as I told you, get into the command mode and press W for write. Now you can see this is written. Okay, the file is being written. Now how do I quit? As I've told you, I can just do that. Now when I see if I have a hello.c, I'll be seeing that, because since I wrote into that file and I quit after that, then you can see I'm having hello.c and all. Now let me concatenate this file, and I'll be saying include stdio.h and the program that I've just written. Okay, that's pretty cool. So now what if I enter into Vim, which is having some text in it already like this? Since we already wrote some text in it or some content in it, if I open it, it just opens that file and I can navigate through it. Now when I press K, I'll be going up, and when I press J, I'll be coming down. And if I press H, I'll be getting to left side, and if I press L, that will be on the right side. This was of this design because when Vim was designed, when Unix was first introduced, there were no up, down, and left and right arrow keys. Only HJKL were used to navigate through the files, and only in normal mode. In insert mode, you'll have to use the arrow keys only. I don't know how it hit back then, but yeah, so that's it. Now we open a file like this, and I can combine the commands too in the command mode. For example, I got into command mode by pressing colon. Okay, now I can press WQ to write and quit. Okay, so it will be written, the content that we have added will be written, and it will be quitting it. Okay, so that's the basics of entering and exiting Vim and shifting through the modes and all. Now, how do I open a file after just entering into Vim just like this? Now, I did not open any file of this sort. Like I just entered into the editor, into a blank editor. Now how do I open a file over here? Now I'll have to press again to command mode, and I'll use the E command. Okay, and I can be like, I think that's hello.c. Yeah, that's hello.c, E and hello.c, and that file will be open for me over here. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you can do that too. Now I can just WQ out of it. Now let us open that file again, and we are having this. Now I got into insert mode, and I deleted some stuff that I didn't want to, and I got into escape mode. Now how do you redo and undo stuff? Okay, if you press U, you can see you undo that, and if you keep pressing U, it will be at the oldest change possible. And if I press Ctrl R, you see you can redo that stuff. Again, you can see that already the newest change, and I will press U 2 times, and I'll just press W and WQ. Now what's the proof that the content is there in that file? I can just compile and show you that we did it. Okay, or we entered into that file, and we will be able to run that. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. In the coming video, I'll be showing you how to select all, copy, delete, and cut from files, the content from files, and also some navigation commands like how to open a folder in Vim and go to the starting point of the file, go to the ending point of the file, and all of them. So I'll be back with an amazing content. If you like the video, please do like, subscribe, and share my video.